What's up, everybody? This is Jay the Wanderer with Oakland Latinos Unidos, aka Oakland Latinos United, the voice of the Latino community in the Bay Area, California, YouTube, and beyond. Well, I'm back over here with a new video for you to enjoy. Today being July 28th, Saturday, a beautiful day out here in Oakland, California. I'm over here near the Fruitvale Bridge. Down here, this is my barrio. If in reality, this is where I grew up. I grew up right here in this hood. You know, I'm bringing you right to my hood where I grew up. I actually grew up right down the street over there on a street called East 7th Street and on another street called Chapman Street. And, you know, this is where I spent my childhood and part of my teenage years. I lived here from the time I was probably 5 till about the time I was like 14. And then I moved to Sacramento for a while. But I have a lot of childhood memories here. Matter of fact, right here, I used to play on my bike. I used to ride my bike right here. This didn't used to exist. This used to be a dirt path. This warehouse was here, but this used to be a dirt path, and we used to jump over the fence, or there was a hole in the fence, and we used to ride our bike through here, through the dirt, right next to the water. I remember there used to be a big-ass ship parked right there when I was a little kid. But the reason for this video today is a video that I've been wanting to make on a subject I've been wanting to talk about for a long time on my video blog, and that subject is gentrification. Gentrification is a touchy subject for a lot of people, and the reason I'm doing a video about gentrification over here in my barrio, over here in Jingletown, East 7th Street, Chapman Street area, is because what better way to show you gentrification for yourself instead of me doing it at the house explaining it. For those of you who don't know what gentrification is a process when you buy a property, cheap property in a like a bad blighted neighborhood, and then once you buy the property, you raise the value of it up and move in, you know, people with higher income brackets, and ultimately you push out the black and brown people or poor working class, lower class people that live in the community. And this is going on all over the country. It's going on in LA, it's going on in New York, it's going on in you know, all over the place, you know, all over the country. It's going on. And when I was a kid, you know, this area right here that you see was nothing but warehouses and factories. And the streets that have the houses are the streets way down there, East 7th Street, Chapman Street. That's where the houses were. And most of the people that lived in those houses were the people that worked in the factories and warehouses of this community. But, you know, in the late 80s and 90s, all the warehouses and industry jobs started leaving the community. You know, probably leaving to China or God knows where they were leaving to. And it left the community basically poor with no jobs and no nothing, like always. So, you know, this happened in my community. This neighborhood, when I was a kid, used to be a pretty rough area. I remember there used to be drive-by shootings, gang fights, drug deals, you name it. It used to happen right here in this barrio, right here. And it was mostly Latinos and Raza down here, with a couple of black families that lived down here. But the majority of the people that lived down here back in the 80s and 90s were Raza. Well, let's fast forward it to 2012. And let's see what happened to this barrio. Well, you can see for yourself, gentrification happened to this barrio. This right over there where you see, those are all condos and lofts. Down there, those old warehouses were turned into lofts and condos. And they're all, you know, for so-called artists and, you know, yuppies and whoever else comes down here. I could tell you one thing, that, you know, the people in this community do not reflect the people that used to reflect this community a long time ago when I was a kid. Now this has become a safe haven for yuppies and you know, high money types, and they're gradually pushing out the poor people that live in this community. Very few Latinos or Raza still live in this neighborhood, or blacks, you know, very few. Majority of the people in this area now are white. And some might say, when I talk about gentrification, oh, Jose, Jay the Wanderer, you're being anti-white, oh, you're being this, oh, you're being that. I understand, it's a touchy subject for a lot of people. And no, I'm not being anti-white, and I'm not being anti-this and anti-that. I'm being what I really am is being anti-capitalism and anti-motherfucking colonialism, because that's all it is. You know, that's all that's going on here. It's basically the same bullshit that they've been doing in the past, and they're doing it again. I brought you here for you to see this for yourself. You know, these are all condos and lofts, and I can guarantee you very few Raza live here. Very few African Americans live here. And if they do live here, they're, you know, yuppies that have money, you know. It's the same class war that's been going on in this country for many years, and gentrification goes along with racism, it goes along with classism, it goes along with all the bullshit that this country throws at us, and this is a perfect example right here of gentrification and how gentrification is coming to Oakland, and it's already been in Oakland for a long time. If you go to West Oakland, you see the same thing. The majority of West Oakland used to be African Americans. Now it's becoming more white. Many African Americans are being pushed out because the rents are going high. And it's the same thing that's going on here, in Jingletown, Fruitvale area of Oakland. Down here in this area where I grew up, I have a lot of childhood memories. This all right here, all of this, when I was a kid, used to be warehouses and factories. All of this, none of this existed when I was a kid. The bridge was there, the Park Street Bridge, but everything else, wasn't here. This was all warehouses and factories. Some might say, well, why are you mad that they tore down all those old factories? Why are you mad? Look at what they built. They built this nice area, this nice little walkway you could walk around in. I'm mad because they didn't build it for me. That's the attitude that I have. That's the basically what I feel. They didn't build this for me or my community. They didn't build this for low-income families. They didn't build this for black people, brown people. They built this for yuppies, straight up, to come take over this community and push out poor people and working class people like they always do. It's the same class struggle. It's the same bullshit. It's the same thing that coincides with gentrification, with colonialism, with fucking racism, with a lot of things. And that's what's happening here. And it's happening all over Oakland. It's happening all over the country. And people need to wake the fuck up because they're going to lose their barrios. They're going to lose their hoods, just like we're doing here in Oakland. Look at the Mission District in San Francisco. When I was a kid, the Mission was mostly Latinos, mostly Raza. And now, most of the Raza has been pushed out of the Mission District because of the same thing. The same exact thing that you see here. So instead of me making a video about, gentrification at my house and in my room, I'll show it to you. I came here to show it to you firsthand what gentrification is. And for those people who want to say, oh, you're just being anti-white, you're racist, you're blah, 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 you're just another brown man, angry brown man crying about racism. No, it's not that I'm crying about racism. It's not even mad that white people are here. I don't give a shit if white people want to live in Oakland. That's not up to me. If white people want to come live in Oakland or San Francisco or wherever they want to live, or Yuppies or anybody, I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is the class war that comes with that. That's what I have a problem with. I have a problem that whenever they want to renew a neighborhood, the first thing they want to do is push out the poor people, push out the people of color. And it's something that's been ongoing, and it's been going on for a long time in this country, and it needs to fucking end. Capitalism, classism, class war, racism, it all coincides, and this is the result of it, and it needs to end. It needs to stop somewhere, and people like us need to wake up and realize that this is bullshit and that we're not going to take this anymore. I don't have a problem, like I said, with white people moving here. I don't have a problem with middle class people moving here. I don't have a problem with that at all. What I have a problem with is middle class whites and yuppies moving here on the backs of black and brown and poor folks. That's what I have a problem with. And that's basically what gentrification is. It's a new version of what back in the 60s they used to call urban renewal. When they would renew a neighborhood and tear down the neighborhood and kick out all the people. And the majority of those people would be people of color. Black and brown people. And even Asian people. So, this is gentrification in the making. And if people in Oakland don't wake the fuck up, this is going to be Oakland in the future. You're not going to have a working class Oakland no more. You're not going to have a diverse Oakland no more. They're going to push us all out, overprice us all out, and that's how it goes, And gentrification is a touchy subject for a lot of people. A lot of people don't like to talk about it because a lot of people know people that have been gentrifiers. I know gentrifiers myself. I know whites who have moved to Oakland and have moved into areas or houses that were once cheap and now are very expensive. When I used to live in this neighborhood, You know, we used to rent a house for like $500, and it was like a 4-bedroom house, a old Victorian. I guarantee you that same house now would probably be like $3,000 a month. Seriously, you know, and that's what's going on. And you know, we need to wake up, and we need to really take a look at the system we live in. We live in a fucked up system that's not in our favor at all, and it never will be unless we change things, you know. And you know, I know most of the people that live here don't give a flying fuck about any of us, so you know, it's not, you know, I don't blame them I don't blame them wholly for it. I don't blame, you know, put the blame on the people that live here on it, but I blame the motherfucking system that created this. I blame the system that's doing this all over Oakland, all over the Bay Area, and all over the United States. That's who I blame. So, you know, that's my take on gentrification. Take it for what it is. If you like it, cool. If you don't, I really don't give a damn, because I'm going to speak my mind whether you like it or not. But, you know, this is the neighborhood where I grew up at, right here. This is where Jay the Wanderer came from. This is my barrio. Was once my barrio. Like Carlitos said on Carlitos Way, the movie, mi barrio ya no existe. And sometimes it feels that way. Alright, well, this is Jay the Wanderer, signing off. Gracias. Thank you.